Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet.
Dr. Doreen Grand-Pichet is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
Okay, so next question here. Somebody said, what should we do for visual stimming or self-stimulatory behavior?
Yeah, there's just so many different types of visual self-stimulatory behavior that unfortunately I can't really give you too much guidance about what to do in your particular case, except for just in general, any kind of visual self-stimulatory, any kind of self-stimulatory behavior tends to take away from the child's ability to pay attention to the things that are important for learning. So the reason that we try to control, limit, or eliminate altogether self-stimulatory behavior is because when the child is engaged in that behavior, they're not learning from anything else. They're not observing anything else. So oftentimes with visual, there's so many different kinds of visual. There are kids who will do various things in front of their eyes in order to be able to look at the tracking of it. There are kids who will look at things from the corner of their eyes, and that's a whole different issue of their retina and how that works. There are kids who will be looking at shadows. They will be looking at lines that are on objects, or they're not even lines, but they see certain things as lines in their environment. So bottom line is you need to identify what it is that the child is seeking out in terms of self-stimulation or calming. I always found that the fact that we call it self-stimulatory is a little weird because in my mind, a lot of the self-stimulatory behaviors are actually self-calming, self-soothing behaviors. So you need to kind of figure out what is the topography, the type of behavior, and what is the child getting out of it. And then often you can try to, as long as you can get the child's attention onto the object or the thing that you're trying to teach, then I wouldn't worry about that too much. If the self-stimulatory behavior becomes so pervasive that you really cannot get the child to focus, that's when you need to start blocking it as much as possible, replacing it with something that's a little bit more adaptive or functional, or at minimum, restricting it to a particular time. So if the child, I've had kids where like they would not be able to focus on anything else other than looking at leaves on trees. So obviously we were very, very cautious about teaching outside because inside it was one thing. Even if the child sat by a window, they were distracted. So we were very careful about the time that we allowed that behavior to occur. And honestly, Shannon, in order to maintain a low rate of that need for the self-stimulatory behavior, we had to give our child other visual tracking exercises, other visual types of stimulation that could replace that need. But at least we had it under control at this point, and therefore we could use the child's time to teach. But
wonderful.
Visual self-stimulatory is hard. I would really try to get a behavior analyst to help you and guide you through that.
Wonderful. I'm going to try to breeze through a bunch of questions here that we've got. The first one, how do you engage a 26-month-old in social play looking for ideas, please? I love the comedian who does the thing about how long do we say the months for? Because I got to do the math on that. So that's somebody who's a little over 2 years old, 26 months, right? Okay.
And that's a wonderful age to be doing play activity, and we have tons of it in skills. I really, instead of just sitting here and naming them for you, I highly recommend that you look in skills. And obviously skills is age norm. So you would put in you would answer questions and it would identify that your child is 26 months and would help you select those particular lessons in play. It's a really, really good, strong curriculum, the play curriculum. I love it because there's not only lessons, but there's also steps of guiding you through play. Play development is very interesting. It's kind of has a process where you go age-wise. You go through sort of imitative play and then functional play and then imaginative play and so on. And it takes you through and it shows you all of those. So, and then also it allows you to select, because sometimes, like, let's say the child is very much into building and that kind of play, and another child might be more into acting and that kind of play. You'll have a huge variety in skills.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.